This chapter, once again, is called permutation. Okay, in English, it is called permutation. In BM, permutation dipanggil pilih atau. Okay, so pilih dan atau. That means you pick, and you arrange. Okay. Now here's the problem. This chapter, you need to use this language use. Okay, but if I do in BM, the language in BM is not very clear, because again, this chapter is designed to be in English. So in English, when you do permutation, later on you will see certain keywords which represents permutation. Okay, but for now, what is permutation? To give you a better understanding of what is permutation, imagine this. Okay, I give you three letters, tiga huruf, A, B, and C. Okay, there are three letters. So as you know, in BM, it's called pilih atau. Atau maksudnya kena susun. Okay, we have to arrange. So when you do permutation, you have to understand that one very important word is arrange. Okay, you have to arrange, kita kena susun. So because dia punya aturan ataupun susunan sangat-sangat penting, that means, right, different arrangement will be counted as different. Okay, what I mean, for the letters A, B, C, kalau kita susun A, B, C, do you not agree susunan pertama ialah A, B diikuti dengan C? That's the first arrangement. So A, B, and then C. Okay, but tiga huruf A, B, C ini juga boleh disusun mengikut aturan yang lain. For example, I can even say, you know what, I want to arrange so that I get A, C, and B. Walaupun tiga huruf, okay, in the two arrangements, dalam dua aturan yang ni, dia punya huruf sama. We still got A, B, and C. But the problem is, the top one is A, B, C, the bottom one is A, C, B. So it's counted as two arrangement, two permutation. Boleh faham? Dua susunan, okay, two permutation. Okay, but I can arrange some more. So when you do permutation, what they want you to do is, they want you to arrange to the maximum number of arrangement, okay, to get the maximum number of arrangements. So first I said ABC, second one is ACB. I can also arrange it so I get BAC, right? That's three arrangement, tiga aturan, tiga susunan. And I can also say BCA, that's four. Okay, now again, remember, you got to count all. Kita kena kira semua aturan yang mungkin, the maximum number of permutation. So I started with A, the first two. I started with B, the last two. I can also start with C. So it can be C, A, B. It can be C, B, A. Boleh pak? Now, if you take a look at A, B, C and C, B, A, do you notice not that it's basically, you know, the reverse of each other? Like terbalik kan? Dia terbalik. So A, B, C dengan C, B, A. So walaupun terbalik, it's counted as two separate arrangement. Dikira sebagai dua aturan ataupun susunan yang berlainan. Okay, dua susunan yang berlainan. So for that reason, you have to understand here, we have got 6 arrangements. Okay, we have got 6 arrangements ataupun 6 susunan. In English, we say we have got 6 permutations. In BM, we don't say pilih atau, because pilih atau is an action. So the funny thing is that in BM, pilih atau ialah adjective, but in English, permutation is a noun. Okay, so anyway, that's this language. Okay, so 6 arrangements, 6 susunan, 6 permutations. Are you clear? Now, when we are going to arrange, right, you must understand one thing. We can arrange letters. Okay, you can arrange letters. Letters bukan maksudnya surat, tapi huruf abjad. Understand? Huruf. Okay, we can arrange letters. You can arrange numbers as well. Okay, you can arrange numbers and you can arrange objects. Objects here also includes people, manusia, orang. Boleh faham? Okay, arrangement. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know, permutation is used a lot in gambling. 4D. 4D. Okay, you know why 4D? Because of course, I'm not saying that I'm not teaching you to gamble. Please, disclaimer. I'm not teaching you to gamble. I'm just saying that when you look at 4D, okay, the way it works is you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers. Ada 4 nombor. Okay, so if you make a bet, for example, you bet. Let's say you bet one 4D number. Let's say you bet the number 2, 3, 8, and 5. Contohnya. Okay, let's say example. So the problem is this: if you bet 2, 3, 8, and 5, and let's say the number that comes out is 2, 8, 3, and 5, same number, right? But actually, this is a different arrangement. So what happened? That means you lose. You don't win. Understand this? Okay. So permutation. Okay. Now, once again, I'm not teaching you to gamble. I'm just telling you how it's used in day-to-day life. Okay. So you will see permutation is used. Sean asked, is this chapter like probability? Sean, this chapter is probability. Okay. You'll notice that the last few chapters of your Form 5, they are all probability, but they've got different names. So one of it is permutation combination. Pilih atau gabungan yang inilah kebaran kalian. Then later you've got a chapter called simple probability. Then you've got a chapter called taburan kebaran kalian. Okay, that's your probability distribution. No, it doesn't mean that people who gamble are pro at maths. People who gamble are pro at knowing how many different permutation arrangements there are. Okay, a lot of the older people, maybe some of you, you ask your grandparents or who know uncle, auntie who are much older, they will know. You give them a number, they will know how many permutations, they will know how many arrangements, and they've never learned maths in their life. Why? Motivation to want to learn. Why? Gambling. Why? Money. That's it. Okay, so no. But we learn permutation because probability. You see, this chapter falls under probability. Kebaran kalian ataupun probability, most people don't know, is categorized under statistics. Diorang belajar statistik kan, you find mode, mean, and median. But under statistics, okay, you've got kebaran kalian. It falls under that. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's move on then. Okay, so what we are going to do now for today, actually, I'm going to go through with you all the questions, and we're going to go through the questions one by one. Okay, where is my questions? Here you go. Okay, so it's better if I do it as a discussion with you all. So just try and follow, okay? Because we need to look at the situasi here, okay? So this is the question. If you don't have your questions, I think they will send it to you. By the meantime, in case you still didn't get it, then just try and follow along here, okay? I will discuss with you all. Okay, so question number one, soalan yang pertama. Like I said, it'll be a bit difficult for me to use two languages, so I chose English. Again, why? The majority of you will continue learning this chapter in English. Besides, learning this chapter in English makes more sense. You will see later when we do the harder questions, okay? So, in how many ways can we choose a pair of mixed double ping pong players from 3 male players and 2 female players? Okay, so you have got 3 males and 2 females. You understand that mixed double. Mixed double meaning 1 boy, 1 girl. Kan? You all know sports, right? Tennis, you've got mixed doubles. Badminton got mixed doubles. Table tennis got mixed doubles, okay? Now, of course, one way of doing it, let's say if I give these guys names, okay? Since you've got some of you here, okay, let's say one person is called Sean. Another boy is called Peter. Another boy is called John. Neutral names, okay? Neutral names. I don't want to be racist. Right now in America is being racist, especially with the what? Hashtag I can't breathe. You heard about that? Have you watched the news? Okay. Anyway, we don't want to be racist. So females, let's say females, we've got Samantha, let's call Sam for short. And the other one is, let's say, I don't know, Celine maybe. Okay. So these 2 girls, all right? Now, if I want to form a mixed pair, mixed doubles pair, that means, for example, Sean will pair with Samantha, 1 pair, right? Okay, that's 1 pair. Okay, that is 1 pair. Okay, now, of course, George Floyd, yes, you're right, George Floyd. So again, US is becoming very racist at this time. I think it's because of that stupid idiot. What's that name again? Donald Trump. Donald Duck. Okay, what an idiot. Anyway, so that's 1 pair. Okay, so maybe another pair could be Sean will pair with Celine. That's the 2nd pair. Okay, but of course we need to find out what are the total number of pairs we can get. Okay, jumlah. Apakah bilangan pasangan maximum? So maybe another pair can be Peter pair with Samantha, and then we say that Peter pair with Celine. Okay, so that's 4 pairs. Okay, and then finally there's 1 more boy, right? So maybe John can pair with Samantha, and maybe John can also pair with Celine. So from this arrangement here, can you see, to make mixed ping pong doubles, I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. Terdapat 6 pasangan. Okay, but of course, when we do permutation, we don't want to do this because this method is ridiculous because you have to find 1 by 1. What if now you've got 3 males and 2 females? You can do this, no problem. You can find your answer. But if I give you 10 male players and let's say 15 female players, now what? Are you going to list them down 1 by 1? No, right? It's ridiculous, okay? So what we are going to do is we are going to use formula. Now, when I say formula, the formula for permutation is actually very, very simple. Okay, you have got NPR. Now, there's actually a formula for this, for permutation. But for you guys, you do not need to know the formula. Why? Because you have your calculator. You are not required to write the formula. So if you look in your textbook, you'll see the formula, but you don't need to use it. Okay, you only need to know how to press the formula. Okay, you only need to know how to press your calculator. Okay, you have to press your calculator. Those days when I was studying AdMaths, we have no calculator, so we have to know the formula. We have to use the formula to count. So now, how am I going to do this calculation? Well, like this. 3 males. Okay, so the calculation is going to be 3P1. Boleh paham? Let me explain. What is 3P1? 3P1 bermaksud 3 male, pilih 1. 3 male players, pick 1. Okay, why 1? Because in one pair, I need 1 boy, 1 girl. So 3P1 maksudnya 3 boys, pilih 1, and then multiply with 2P1. So once again, what is the meaning of 2P1? 2P1 maksudnya 2 girls, pick 1. Okay, why do I multiply? You've learned simple kebarangkalian in your mathematics, kan? So 1 boy and 1 girl. Are you aware that the word and represents multiply? The word or represents plus? So 1 boy and 1 girl, that's why you have to multiply this. Okay, so how do I press the calculator? Okay, now to get this 3P1 in your calculator, to get 3P1, you press 3 and then shift, multiply, and then after that 1 and then equal. Okay, because why multiply? Because the multiply button, you will see there's a NPR on top there. Okay, can you see that? There's an NPR on top of your multiply button. So go ahead and try that. Okay, so 3P1. To press 3P1 is 3, shift, multiply 1. Okay, that will give you 3P1 answer. To press 2P1, you press 2, shift, times, and then 1, and then press equal to. And then these two answers you multiply. So when you multiply these two answers here, you will notice that you will get your answers required here, which is then equal to 6. Okay, so we already know that there are 6 pairs. Kan? Terdapat 6. Okay, there are already 6 pairs. So that's how we do it. We use the formula to calculate. Okay, but we don't actually use the formula, we write the formula. So it's easy to understand. Boleh faham? Okay, are you guys okay? I think it's not that complicated. Just try and follow along. So as I discuss with you one by one, you will slowly begin to understand and see how this chapter works. Okay, now remember, we are starting with basics first. Okay, basics, just to get you to understand how things work first. All right, so moving on to question number 2. Okay, soalan nombor 2. So for question number 2, we have this then. Okay, question number 2. So for question number 2, the question here asks you, in how many ways can 3 letters be put into 3 envelopes? Now, don't get me wrong. The word letters here, it doesn't mean huruf. Maksudnya surat. Okay, because you got envelope. Okay, so dalam berapa cara 3 surat dapat dimasukkan ke dalam 3 sampul surat. Okay, so it says here, consider 1 letter in each envelope. Obviously lah, 1 surat dimasukkan ke dalam 1 sampul surat. Okay, all right. Now, when they say 3 letters, do you understand or not? To make it easy to calculate, okay, I can imagine that 1 letter I label A, another letter, okay, satu lagi surat dilabel dengan B, dan yang terakhir dilabel dengan C. So when I label it as A, B, C, do you realize that it is just like the earlier question here? A, B, C, 3 letters, okay, 3 letters. So the sampul surat, it doesn't matter, because you know why? What you have to know now is that the letters represent the object. Okay, surat mewakili objek. The envelopes, sampul surat mewakili the space, the ruang. Boleh faham? Okay, because setiap objek, like you learn physics, right? Every object must occupy a space. Okay, every object must occupy a space. Simple physics, simple logic. Okay, so each letter will occupy 1 space. Okay, so the spaces here we can represent by using blank spaces, dash, dash, dash. Okay, so in other words, the 3 envelopes here, they just mean 3 empty space, 3 ruang kosong. Yang paling penting ialah object. So maksudnya, if I'm going to do by calculation, it's going to be 3P3. Okay, 3P3. So what is meant by 3P3? Apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan 3P3? It means 3 objek disusun ke dalam 3 sampul surat. Okay, so 3 objek, pilih 3, or Tiga objek, susun tiga. Tiga surat, susun tiga. Boleh faham? So go ahead, press your calculator. Okay, press your calculator and you can see your answer. When you press 3P3, answer equal to 6. Dapat tak? Can you understand? Okay, so that's a very simple way. Now, of course, some of you may have already learned this chapter. There's another method, another technique to do the calculation. This method is called fill in the blank. Isi tempat kosong. Fill in the blank can be a little bit complicated when you're doing much harder questions. But for now, it's still simple. What do I mean by isi tempat kosong? That means, first, remember I said tiga, the 3 dash here represents 3 empty space envelopes. So I've got tiga object. So first, I'm going to write 3. That means, right? That means I've got 3 envelopes, tiga surat. Okay. So the first envelope ada tiga pilihan. So the first dash represents the first envelope. Sampul surat pertama ada 3 pilihan. That's why 3. Okay. Kalau dah masukkan satu surat, then bagi sampul yang kedua terdapat 2 pilihan. Boleh faham? There are 2 more options. Okay. If you from these 2 options, you already put 1 letter into the envelope, then the last envelope only left 1 option. So when we use fill in the blank method, that means 3 times 2 times 1 equal to 6. So answer is still 6. Okay, the answer is still 6. Okay, all right. Okay, that's your question number 1 and question number 2. Boleh faham tak? Okay, don't worry. When we do the questions later, the more we'll do, we will see how it works. Okay, so you have to understand this. We have got 2 methods. One is by using the NPR. Just press calculator. Another method is fill in the blank. Isi tempat kosong. Okay. Now for simple basic questions, fill in the blank method is okay. It's no problem. But when we do more complicated questions, fill in the blank is going to be a little bit more complicated. Okay. So for me, I prefer the NPR method. Because everything you do, there is a way to explain it. Ada cara untuk menerangkan apakah yang telah berlaku, what has happened. Get it? Okay. All right. So once again, 2 methods. One is by using the NPR. Another method is called fill in the blank. Isi tempat kosong. All right. Now, one more thing you have to know. 3P3 can also be expressed. Maksudnya 3P3 juga boleh ditulis sebagai 3 factorial. 3 factorial. Okay, what is the factorial symbol? This symbol is called factorial. Okay, I know this one tanda seru. It doesn't mean that you shout the number 3. No, you do not shout. Okay, it's called factorial. What does factorial mean? It means 3 times 2 times 1. That means from the biggest number you multiply until 1. That is the meaning of 3 factorial. Boleh faham tak? So in future, if I say 5P5, please understand 5P5 is also, sorry, not 3. 5P5 is also 5 factorial. Or if I say 7P7, it also means 7 factorial. Because sometimes some revision book you might see, they might write, for example, 5P5, another book might write 5 factorial. So you might get confused. Actually don't. It's the same thing. Okay, maksudnya sama. These 2 are the same, these 2 are the same. Boleh faham? Okay. All right. So we have looked at question number 2. Okay, I think so far you can understand. It's not that complicated. So I'm going to proceed. Okay, next one. Question number 3. Okay, for what happened? For question number 3, okay, for question number 3 here, now we're talking about a coin. Okay, duit shilling. Okay, we're talking about a coin. Okay, so again, in this chapter, you have to analyze a little bit. Try and think a little bit. Okay, so he says here a coin, duit shilling. Okay, duit shilling dilambung 3 kali. A coin is tossed 3 times. Okay, sekeping duit shilling dilambung 3 kali. So you have to understand, a coin has got 2 outcomes. One outcome is heads, another outcome is tails. Boleh faham? Kepala dan ekor. Okay, or in Biang, what do you call it? Bunga or something. Okay, so heads and tails. Okay, dilambung 3 kali. Now, when you lambung the shilling 3 kali, that means, right, you're going to get, for example, let's say maybe you get heads the first time, heads the second time, and maybe tails the third time. Kan ada 3. Okay, 3 kesudahan ataupun 3 kesudahan yang berlainan for each outcome, for each set. Okay, find the number of outcomes. Cari bilangan kesudahan bagi 3 lambungan tersebut, And then after that, illustrate your result using a tree diagram. Okay, gunakan gambar rajah pokok. Gambar rajah pokok. Okay, now usually for AdMaths we don't use a tree diagram, but if you have learned your maths, you know that in mathematics we have this thing called tree diagram, gambar rajah pokok. But in mathematics, gambar rajah pokok is limited to dua cabang, or rather two times, dua kali, okay? But in AdMaths, it can be more than 2 times, usually 3 times and above, okay? So just to show you what I mean by gambar rajah pokok, okay? That means here, I'm going to draw a simple tree diagram. So the first time, we've got here, 1 and 2. And then second time, 2 more. Okay, let me just draw first, and then I'll explain to you what I mean by this, okay? Because otherwise, I got to go back and forth so many times, okay? And then here, 1, 2, then here, oops, here, another 1 and 2, okay? So do you understand how to read this tree diagram? Okay, what it means is that, kali pertama, so this is the first time. This is the first toss, lambungan yang pertama. Bagi lambungan yang pertama, what can happen is that you can get dua kesudahan. Okay, what are those two? You can get heads or you can get tails. Kan, terdapat dua kesudahan yang mungkin. Bagi lambungan yang kedua, the second toss, okay, we can also get heads and tails. Okay, but why got dua cabang there is because, okay, the first one, katakan kalau you dapat heads the first time, okay, then the second time you got 2 more possibility, betul tak? Or if you get tails the first time, then the second time you've got another 2 more possibility. Terdapat lagi 2 kemungkinan. Boleh faham tak? Okay, so you have to understand what it means. Okay, and then we continue. This is also heads, tails, heads and tails, heads and tails, and heads and tails for the third lambungan, for the third toss. Okay, because remember terdapat 3 lambungan. So this diagram is called gambar rajah pokok. So what does the tree diagram allow us to do? The tree diagram will allow us to know the different results. So for example, when I say different result, I mean the first result that we could get could be, for example, H, H, and H. Maksudnya all 3 lambungan, all 3 tosses, you get hits. Or you can get H, H, T. Or you can get H, T, H. Next one, H, T, T. Next one, T, H, H. This one is T, H, T. This one is T, T, H. And the last one is T, T, T. Do you understand this? Okay. So from the tree diagram, I can know all the possible result that we can get. Boleh faham tak? Okay. Yang ni lah untuk kita dapat senaraikan semua kemungkinan yang boleh didapati dengan melambung 1 duit shilling 3 kali. Okay, so if I count the outcomes, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 results. Okay, so the tree diagram is one way to find the total number of results. But once again, it is actually ineffective because you're wasting time. Understand? Okay, but anyway, I'm just drawing the tree diagram here because question says illustrate. Tunjuk dengan menggunakan gambar rajah pokok. But we have to understand how to use permutation for this. Okay, so how am I going to use permutation for this? Okay, remember, in this situation, you've got 1 coin. 1 coin. You know 1 coin got 2 faces. 2 muka kan? Heads and tails. Okay, but every time you lambung the shilling, you only get 1 face. Kan? You either get heads or tails. You won't get 2. Alright, so that will be 2P1. Boleh faham? 2P1 maksudnya 1 keping duit shilling dengan 2 muka dilambung, kita dapat 1. And then multiply another 2P1, multiply another 2P1. Why do I multiply 2P1 another 2 more times? It's because you are tossing the coin 3 times. 3 kali. Lambungan dia ialah 3 kali. 3 times. So 2P1, first coin, first time. 2P1, second one. 2P1, third one. So 2P1 times 2P1 times 2P1. And if you do your calculation, you notice answer equal to 8. Okay. But some students might accidentally count 2P2 times 2P2 times 2P2. If you count 2P2 times 2P2 times 2P2, you will get 8. Why? Well, it's just because of how it's designed. Okay, if you do your research in your textbook, you will see this thing called Pascal's triangle. I won't go into detail for that. Okay, but what I'm saying is that technically the number here is correct, but we should not use 2P2 because 2P2 actually means 1 shilling, 2 muka, you lambung, keluar 2 muka. That logic. It's not possible you toss 1 coin and then you get heads and also tails. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so it should be 2P1 times 2P1 times 2P1. Somebody asked me, can we take 2P1 times 3? No, because 2P1 times 3 will give you 6. 6 is wrong. Understand? Times 3 tak boleh. Cannot times 3. Okay, because 2P1 jawapan ialah 2. So 2 times 3 will give you 6. So your answer is wrong because you're supposed to get the correct answer, which is 8. So 2P1 times 2P1 times 2P1. Okay, please represent your working properly. Yeah. So in this chapter is only tested in paper 1. Kertas 1 sahaja. So as a result, please show your working in detail. Okay, because you know why? You can't just, please don't just write 8. You got to show your working. So what is the working? The working is basically 2P1 times 2P1 times 2P1. Okay. Yes, you can. You can write 2P1 and then power 3 if you want. Okay, but I suggest you spread out 2P1 times 2P1 times 2P1 because sometimes when you're marking, right, you can't really see, you know, sometimes you might miss it out. So I suggest you write it properly. Anyway, it's not going to cost you so much time to write in length, right? I know because when I mark paper sometimes, right, when you're marking, you want to mark fast and sometimes you might make mistakes. Okay, so that's why write properly so the examiner can see. When you write as a power number, sometimes the examiner cannot see, it's too small. Okay, you guys have been having your holiday since Raya for this 1 whole week. This 1 whole week holiday, I've been doing nothing but marking exam papers. It's seriously annoying. Marking exam paper, never mind. Marking exam papers on Google Classroom is so annoying. Okay, it's just so annoying. It's so irritating. I still got another 6 more sets to mark. It's just annoying. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Okay, next one. All right, so right now I'm just going to pause for a moment and check in with you guys and see whether you guys are okay. All right, guys, are you okay? Any problem? Can you understand your permutation so far? Okay, I've explained to you all 3 questions so far. Are you okay? Any problem? Okay, bagi mereka yang belajar BM boleh ikut tak? I think the language yang digunakan tak susah sangat kan? Okay, it's not that complicated. Okay, boleh. All right, but again, the reason why I want you to try and use your get used to English is because in university a lot of it is going to be in English. You see, one thing doesn't make sense, you know. I mean, yeah, they've reverted back to BM, but when you go to university, a lot of your revision book is going to be in English, particularly for science subjects like, you know, maths and physics and chemistry and biology. So while in SPM you kena belajar in BM, my suggestion is, Amira, there's a car in your background. Bising sangat. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, get used to it. Then you get accustomed. Okay. All right. So now let's sambung. Huh? Okay. Since you guys are okay, you can understand. All right. So let's move on then. Okay. So next one. Okay. Let's look at question number 4 then. Okay. Soalan nombor 4. Okay. Let's look at question number 4. Okay, so for question number 4 now, okay. All right. So here it says, in how many ways can 7 different objects be arranged in a row? Okay, berapa cara 7 objek boleh disusun sebaris? Now you understand that when we talk about arranging permutation, you've got object. An object must occupy ruang kosong, kan, empty spaces. So if you've got 7 objects, there should also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Number 1, if you are going to use fill in the blank method, mengisi tempat kosong, that means I can write 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then multiply everything. Boleh faham? Okay. So once again, why 7 and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Because dalam ruang pertama terdapat 7 objek. Okay, so ada 7 pilihan. Ruang kedua, because when you move to ruang kedua, maksudnya dari 7 objek kita dah susun 1. So tinggal 6. Maksudnya ruang kedua terdapat 6 pilihan. Boleh faham tak? Ruang yang ketiga kurang 1. Because dah susun 1 more. Faham tak? So as you arrange one by one, the number reduces by 1 in each empty space. So 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Then you get your answer. Okay. But if you use the NPR method, then I will just say 7P7. Boleh faham? Oops. 7P7. Okay. Why 7P7? Well, because 7P7 maksudnya 7 objek dan 7 ruang. So 7 objek disusun ke dalam 7 ruang. 7 objects arranged into 7 empty spaces. So you just press your calculator for 7P7. Okay. If you count correctly, your answer you get here will be 5040, and that's done. Okay. 5040. Can you understand that? Okay. Yes, Balkis. Okay, jawapan dia betul. 504. Don't worry. In the first few, I'll discuss with you. Then later, as you guys understand better, I'm going to ask you for your answer. Okay, don't worry. You will see. It's not complicated. Okay, because we are doing basics. Okay, so actually, you will realize that every single question here, bentuk dia lebih kurang sama. Okay, what do I mean? It's just that just now in question number 4, dia kata object. Okay, fine, object. So 7 objek, 7 ruang kosong. Now it says number, nombor. Okay, so number 3579 terdapat 4 digit. Tapi nombor dia ialah 4 digit number. Faham tak? Nombor 4 digit. So again, from these 4 digits, if I want to susun untuk dapat nombor 4 digit, bukankah ini bermaksud I must have 1, 2, 3, 4, ada 4 ruang? Okay, so each number will go into one ruang. Contohnya, if I put in here, let's say I put 9 dekat depan, I put 3 dekat belakang, I put 5 here kan. Boleh faham tak? Okay, so I put in the numbers one by one. So, of course, we don't do that. Okay, so in this case here, it's just like question number 4, except now the situasi lah, dia bagi digits, number. Like I said, permutation can be arranging letters, abjad, okay, huruf. It can be menyusun nombor, numbers. It can be object, or it can be people. Boleh faham? Okay. So as you do, please remember, as I said, number and letters will always involve permutation. Okay. All right. So how do I do this? Well, if I'm going to use pakai the NPR, then it's just 4P4. Boleh faham? 4P4 maksudnya 4 digit disusun ke dalam 4 ruang. 4 ruang. Okay. Because remember, every object mesti mengambil satu ruang. Okay. Every object you put into one empty space. That's the rule. Very simple. Okay. So you calculate this 4P4. So 4P4, you will get 24. Okay. Or if you are going to use the cara isi tempat kosong, fill in the blank method, then it will be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Boleh faham? Okay. So ruang pertama ada 4 pilihan. Dah ambil 1. Ruang kedua 3 pilihan, ambil 1. Ruang ketiga 2 pilihan, ambil 1. Last kali, one more choice, one more pilihan. Okay, so your answer will still be 24. So I leave it up to you what you want to choose. But for me personally, I'll suggest using the NPR so that it's easy to explain when you're dealing with more complicated questions. Okay, all right, let's move that. Moving on. Okay, now next one, question number 6. Okay, in question number 6, if you look carefully, ada 2 bahagian. Terdapat 2 bahagian. There are 2 parts here. Okay, so the first part to the question for number 6 ialah, how many ways can 5 books be arranged on a shelf? Now, please do not misunderstand. I'm going through this situation with you because remember or not, you see, in question number 4, it's object arranged in a row. In number 5, numbers, digits arranged, so which means digit is permutation. In number 6, back to object, but this time they tell you books arranged on a shelf. Now, you know that if I have one book, I arrange on the shelf. That means I got 1 empty space, kan? So 5 books must occupy 5 empty spaces. Are you clear? 5 buah buku mesti mengambil 5 ruang kosong, kan? So by using the NPR method, that means this will be 5P5. 5P5. So when I say 5P5, you can understand this as 5 buah buku mengambil 5 ruang kosong di atas on the shelf. Okay? Di atas rak buku. Or you can even understand it as 5 books arrange all 5. Maksudnya 5 buah buku susun semua 5. Boleh faham? Okay. So 5P5, press your calculator. Then you will get 120. Okay. All right. Then the next part it says if 1 book is added. So tadi 5 buah buku. Kalau kita masukkan satu lagi. Okay. So 5 books, you plus 1 more book. So now you have 6 books, right? So for the next part here, you've got 6P6. That will give you 720. Boleh faham? Okay, it's not that complicated. It's not that complex, okay? Because permutation, this chapter in paper 1 is 3 marks, 4 marks, maximum 4 marks. It's not meant to be complicated. It's actually meant to be simple for you to use it to get marks sebenarnya, okay? This is one chapter in kebarangkalian, which is actually quite simple to get marks. The questions are very, very short, not very complex, okay? So please take note. All right, now moving on. Question number 7, okay? Question number 7, here it says, how many words can the letters, so back to letters again. So you have seen object, numbers, now letters, huruf, okay? So the point is this, count how many letters there are, okay? So Bestari, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 letters. If 7 letters, you arrange all. Now again, the keyword here is all, because sometimes later you will see, sometimes we don't arrange all. We arrange only some. So those are called permutation with condition, dengan syarat. Right now, it's just no syarat. It's very, very straightforward, okay? So 7 letters, that means it'll be 7P7. And then again, you get 5040, okay? Clear? Okay, so I think you guys already understand a little bit about your permutation for now, okay? So now, question number 9, I won't do, because you see number 9 and number 7 lebih kurang sama. Just now the word given to you Bestari in number 7, in number 9 they give you the word computer. That's all. Okay. But let's take a look at question number 8. Okay. Question number 8, I would like you all to try. Can you try and find your answer for question number 8? Can you try and figure out what is the number of arrangements? Again, baca soalan dengan teliti, ya. Question says 9 girls have been shortlisted. Okay, 9 these 9 girls, they are to come for an interview for the post of air stewardess. Sadly, in today's world, under COVID-19, probably air stewardess is not a good job to want to look for. Okay, anyway, in how many ways can the interviewer see them one by one? Okay, so how many? Kira, berapakah cara these 9 girls can be interviewed one by one? Okay. Somebody has given an answer. Okay, what about the rest of you? Try and think. Doesn't matter you get it wrong. Okay, you can give me the answer. You can give me the answer, and then I'll look at the answer. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, the common answer I've seen here is 9. 9. 2 by 2. Okay, Adam asked, what if they ask 2 by 2? Okay, good question, valid question. Okay, because right now, here the question says, mana ni 1 by 1 kan? Okay. Adam asked, can it be 2 by 2? No. Know why? Remember I said, dalam kebarangkalian, it's always 1 by 1. Do you remember in your modern maths, when you take, for example, in one basket, there are, let's say, 10 apples. You want to pick 2 apples. Even if you pick 2 apples, you always pick 1 by 1. Satu demi satu. Understand? There's no way it's 2 by 2. Okay. Some will say answer here is 9 ways. Why? When you ask them why 9, well, they say 9 girls. But do you recall or not? At the very beginning, when we had 3 letters, 3 letters gives you 6 arrangement. 3 letters gives you 6 arrangement. Is it possible that 9 girls will have 9 arrangement? Yes, yes. Some of you got your answer correct. Okay, some of you got your answer correct. Okay, some of you got your answer correct. But I want to reinforce the point here. You faham tak? Cara yang betul untuk mengira soalan nombor 8 is supposed to be 9P9. 9P9. Okay, now in case you're wondering why 9P9, okay, hang on, let's see what's 9P9 first. When you press your calculator for 9P9, go ahead, press your calculator for 9P9. What do you see? Don't be surprised, don't be shocked, you will see a huge number. The number you get here is 362,880. So hang on, what's going on? Why is the number so big? Why is it 9 girls got 362,880? Does that mean that there are 300? Does that mean that 9 girls become 362,880 girls? No, it just means that there are different ways of saying them. Okay, for example, remember these 9 girls here? Let's say one of those girls is maybe I don't know. Let's call Amanda. Okay, let's say one of those girls is called Amanda. Okay, now do you know what is the question? Kalau kita nak interview the girls one by one, right? In permutation, okay, the arrangement is very important. That means who is interviewed first, or second, or third or fourth. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so let's say one girl is Amanda. So maybe in one arrangement, Amanda is interviewed first. In another arrangement, Amanda is interviewed second. Excuse me, understand? In another arrangement, Amanda will be interviewed third and fourth. Or maybe there's also a possibility where Amanda is interviewed last kali. But all the while, don't forget, if Amanda is interviewed first, the other girls also can arrange among themselves. Okay, that's why the number is very, very big. So this is to remind you, to teach you that when you do permutation, your answer will be humongous. Your answer will be very, very large. That's normal. Okay, you expect to see large numbers, especially when you see, like, for example, 9, right? Or even 7. 7 is 5040. Suddenly become 9, it becomes 300 over 1,000, right? It becomes very, very big. Like I said, that's normal. Itu biasa. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, next one. Okay. Oh, there's another interesting question here. Question number 9, the computer question that I leave for you to do. Let's look at question number 10, the photograph question. Okay. Now again, don't misunderstand. The reason why I say this is an interesting question is because this is to help you learn what things you should be careful of. Because again, students always make very, very careless mistakes. Okay, guys, can you try and find your answer for number 10? Okay, can you try and find your answer for number 10? So for number 10, it says here, how many ways can 3 girls and 2 boys stand in a row for a group photograph? Okay, berapa cara 3 perempuan dan 2 lelaki dapat berdiri dalam satu baris untuk mengambil gambar? Okay, all right, somebody's got to answer very quick, but don't worry, like I said, if you get it right, get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay, some of you are very shy, you can text me the answer, you can chat, you can tell me the answer personally. That's what many of you have done. Okay, you've given me the answer personally because you're scared that your answer might be wrong. It's okay. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, some of you might be wondering, okay, 3 girls and 2 boys. Wait a minute, I have seen this question before. Somebody asked me this. Have you not seen this before? Okay, right. So this question sounds subjective. That is a very, very, very weird perspective. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. Have you seen this question before? Pernahkah soalan ini dibuat? Let's take a look. Okay, some will say, doesn't this question look like question number 1? Okay, take a look at question number 1. 3 boys, 2 girls. Okay, so is it the same as question number 1? Jingwen says no. Okay, why? Is it the same? Is question number 1 the same as question number 10? Okay, all right. Now, I'll tell you what. To help you understand that, let's take question number 1 and put side by side with question number 10. We make a comparison. Okay, where was question number 1 again? This one, the ping pong players. Okay, so let's put these 2 questions side by side. Okay, or maybe I put like this. Nampak? Kita buat perbandingan. Okay, are they the same? Chloe says you don't think so. Well, how do I know whether the same or not? Okay, what is the condition? Apakah syarat bagi setiap soalan ini? Okay, in question number 1, what do we want to do? Yes, in question number 1, we have got 3 boys, we have got 2 girls, but what am I doing with these 3 boys and 2 girls? What are we doing with them? We are going to make a pair of mixed doubles. You get what I'm saying? That means 3 boys, 2 girls. What we are going to do is, with these 2 groups of boys and girls, we are going to pair them off. Kita nak dapatkan pasangan. Understand? A pair of 1 boy, 1 girl. But in question number 10, yes, I know there are 3 girls and there are 2 boys. Looks similar to number 1, but what are we going to do now? In question number 10, what we are going to do with these people is that we are going to stand them in a row. Boleh faham tak? Okay. So 3 perempuan dan 2 lelaki ini, what we are going to do now is we are going to susun dalam sebaris. Does the question say the boys and the girls perlu diasingkan? Perlu tak? Okay, because some of you gave me answer 12. You know why 12? When you say 12, that means you dah asingkan lelaki dengan perempuan. Does it say that you are supposed to separate the boys and the girls? No, it just says 3 girls, 2 boys arranged in a row. That's all. Boleh faham tak? So that means, right, all you have to understand is that 3 girls, 2 boys, what is the total number of people? 5. How many are you arranging? 5. So answer equal to 120. So if you got 120, then your answer is correct. If you got the earlier answer 12 or 6, don't worry, your answer is wrong, but it's okay. You learn something. You understand this? Okay. So you can see that in question number 1, what we're doing is we are pairing them up. Okay, untuk mendapatkan pasangan. But in number 10, we are arranging them in a row. So you have to be very, very careful. You know, they might give you a gender, boy and girl. Why? Simple, to confuse you. That's all. Okay, so you have to understand this, the minor conditions given there. These are all small conditions. They never say that the boys and girls gonna separate. If I say separate the boys and girls, then yes, I have to take, you know, arrange the boys, arrange the girls, and then multiply. Boleh faham tak? But now no. So the girls and the boys, just 5 people. Happen to be some are girls and some are boys. That's it. Are you clear? Okay. All right. Don't worry too much about that. If you got it wrong, as I said, it's a chance for you to learn. Okay. Now, there are times when we are going to have to look at permutation with simple conditions. So just now we look at one simple condition. So now in number 12, okay, we look at conditions. Okay, permutation with condition. So what do I mean by condition? Apakah yang dimaksudkan oleh syarat-syarat? Okay, syarat-syarat yang ni diberi untuk dipatuhi. What do I mean? Okay, so number 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 digits. Boleh faham tak? 7 digits. Now, before this, from question number 1 onwards, okay, what we have done is, kalau terdapat 7 digit, what we are going to do is we are going to arrange all 7. Kan? That's for question number 1 and number 2 and whatever not, okay, or the other questions, okay. But now, if I see 7 objects, that means I'm supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kan? Setiap objek akan mengambil satu ruang kosong. Every object will occupy one empty space. But does that mean I'm supposed to arrange all? Read the question. How many 4-digit numbers? Boleh pak? So if there are 7 numbers and I only want a 4-digit number, does that mean I'm arranging all the numbers? All 7? No, right? You're only going to arrange 4. Okay, kita cuma nak susun 4 digit sahaja. So kalau kita perlu susun 4 digit, only 4 digit, that means we only have 4 empty spaces. Boleh tak? 4 empty spaces. Okay. So in this way, it means, right, 7 numbers, but 4 yang disusun. So it becomes 7P4. Do you understand this? Okay. Yes. 7P4. Why 7P4? It simply means 7 nombor, 7 digit susun 4. Okay, so 7P4, it means 7 arrange 4. And yes, you're right. Okay, answer equal to 840. Okay, 840. Do you get this? Okay, that is what is meant by 7P4 on this question. Okay, all right. Now let's take a look at other situations where we've got this simple condition. Okay, now what about question number 13? Okay, question number 13. All right. So can you tell me, based on what you understand about conditions, right? Based on what you understand about condition, can you tell me what's the answer for question number 13? Find the number of arrangements. Cari bilangan susunan bagi 3 objek berlainan daripada 8 objek. Okay. What's the answer for number 13? Find the number of arrangements of 3 objects from 8 objects. Okay. Now, I'm just putting it here is so that to remind you of one very important detail. Balkis, I think you may want to count again. Macam mana you dapat? Okay. Anyway, you know why? Because some students, what they do is dia punya mata nampak 3. Kemudian mata dia nampak 8. So because mata dia nampak 3, kemudian mata dia nampak 8, so dia kata, oh, senang. Very simple. Kita pakai NPR punya formula. So 3P8. Okay. What is 3P8? What do you get for 3P8? Apakah akan berlaku when you calculate? You take your calculator and you press 3P8. Kalau tekan 3P8, what do you get? Yeah. You get math error. You know why or not? Do you know why when you press 3P8 you get math error? Okay. Kenapa kita akan dapat math error? Simple explanation. You get math error because 3P8 does not make sense. Dia tak logic. 3P8 maksudnya 3 objek susun 8. Boleh faham tak? Tak logic. Kalau cuma ada 3 objek, macam mana nak susun 8? Alright, so yes, you're right guys, the answer here is 8P3. Okay, so dari 8 objek, susun 3. Read the question. Understand? So it's not complicated. Okay, yes, you're right. Answer is 336. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, all right, good. Now, next one. Okay, let's do number 14. After that, I'm going to move on to more specific conditions. Okay, question number 14. All right, so I think you guys are getting better at this. So, oh, by the way, you realize for this set, answer not given. You know why? Because it's kind of pointless. If I give you the answer is the number already. So I want you to try and figure out. Because I noticed in this chapter, if I give answer, students will create their own method. And mostly it's wrong, just to match the answer. For example, let's say the answer is 10. Contohnya, jawapan is 10. So they know answer is 10. They will create their own method to find the answer. What do I mean? Some will say, oh, answer 10. I know why. Because 2 times 5. That's why it's 10. Another will say, no, your answer is wrong. You're stupid. Answer is 1 plus 9 is 10. Another will say, no, you two are stupid. The answer is actually 2 plus 8 is 10. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this is what I mean by I don't want to give answer, because if I give answer, then you create your own formula. And most of the time it might be wrong. Okay. So that's why I never give the answer for this particular chapter. It's better to do as a discussion. Okay. Somebody already give me the answer for this one here. Okay. So this is quite simple, right? A bookshelf, 4 books, but there are 10 books. Maksudnya walaupun terdapat 10 buah buku, kita cuma kena susun 4 sahaja. Ini bermaksud 10P4. Boleh kan? So 10P4. So 10P4 and then you get your answer. Are you clear? All right. Okay. So quite easy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skip number 15. 15 A, B, C. Yang ni senang. Question number 16. This one we will skip for now. Okay. We may come back to this later. Okay. Like I said, you guys do not need to use your formula. So number 11 pun I skip because you just press calculator. Yes, I know it says without calculator, but without calculators during many years ago. But for now, you guys can pakai calculator, so it's no problem. Okay. Okay, the number 16, this one I will skip first. This one here might be under KBAT, but again, it's not a very big deal. Today, I want to focus on what you're supposed to understand. Okay. All right. So let's look at question number 19 then. Okay. All right. So you guys already understand a little bit about your basic permutation. So why don't you try now and find your answer for number 19? 19. Okay. Read the question. Baca soalan. Yang ni ialah Pak Mat. Pak Mat bangun tidur, dia nak makan sarapan, dia nak bersarapan. So pilihan dia. Okay. He's got a choice of coffee, tea, milk. And then for his food, he's got 4 choices. He's got biscuits, cake, bread, and eggs. Terdapat 4 pilihan bagi makanan. So what is the answer? What is the number of ways? How many ways can Pak Mat have his breakfast? Cuba kira. Okay, try and calculate. Find your answer. Okay, I see some answers here, but I will not say whether correct or wrong. I want you to figure out how. Okay. Interesting. Okay, very good. Now, guys, do you understand that I'm seeing a trend here? Some of you say jawapan 12, some of you say jawapan 24. I wonder how. Okay, how? All right, so how to calculate this? Do you not realize that this question here is similar to that ping pong question? Okay, so we have to separate the problem into 2 parts. Drinks, coffee, tea, milk, 1 part. And then after that, food, you've got biscuits, cake, bread, and egg. So you faham tak? As for drinks, dia ada 3 pilihan. As for food, ada 4 pilihan kan? Okay. Pak Mat is only supposed to take 1 drink and 1 food. Does that make sense? Okay. So 1 drink and 1 food. So if you understand that, can you understand if I say 3P1? 3P1 maksudnya 3 different choices of drinks, but he only picks 1. And then as for the food, terdapat 4 pilihan, also pick 1. 4P1, right? And then you multiply. So equal to 12. Get it? We cannot take 3P3. Reading this question makes you lapar. I know. It's almost lunchtime, right? Okay, relax. We've got about 10 more minutes. I know, I'm also hungry. Okay, relax. Okay, all right. So, you know why is 3P1? Okay, for example, some other might argue, why not? Why I cannot say 3P3 times 4P4? Can I use 3P3 times 4P4? Boleh tak? Okay, why not? Okay, some of you say no, tak boleh. So why not? Kenapa tak boleh ambil 3P3 times 4P4? Do you understand the meaning of 3P3? 3P3 times 4P4 bermaksud Pak Mat is a glutton. You know what I mean? Maksudnya, orang suruh dia pilih, nak coffee, tea or milk. 3P3 maksudnya dia hentam semua. Orang tanya dia, nak makan biskut, cake, bread or egg. 4P4 maksudnya dia ambil semua. I know, typical Malaysian, right? If you go to buffet, you see that. Okay? Yeah, later you become obese. Oh, by the way, speaking about buffet, do you realize not that buffet may soon be a thing of the past? Right? After this, right, I think people will not go to buffet anymore because there's a big crowd in buffets. That's a sad thing. Okay? After the COVID-19, yes, it's sad, I know. Especially those of you who love to eat. It's going to be a sad thing because a buffet is going to be a thing of the past. People may not go for buffets anymore. Okay, I don't know. Okay, no one go, I go. No, what I mean is that no buffet. That means Sean say Hai Di Lao. Hai Di Lao now no business already. I think they even do delivery. I'm not too sure. New choice, whatever. I do not know. I know one thing though. In this MCO, right? There's one food which every day laku. Every day got people, and every day got a lot of people. Can you guess what that is? Adriana, you are very, very fast. How you know? Banana, boba. No. Boba pun kalah. There's one food which will always laku. People will always go and makan. And Adriana got it correct. It's MACD. MACD. Do you agree? Okay. Now, I've not eaten MACD since the CMCO. In fact, I've not eaten MACD in a long, long time. But my point is this. I live in Sungai Buloh, okay? And in Bukit Ramaputra BRP here, there's a Petronas there, okay? There's a Petronas. And there's a drive-thru, okay? Every day, I see the line is so long. And there's one day, about two nights ago, I was driving past there, okay? Around dinner time, okay? I see the line is like 1 kilometer long. Because you order it and get your food 5 hours later. You know what? You order delivery, right? Dia sampai lambat. That's why if you want MACD, right? You go there and buy yourself. You don't order. You order, you get it 5 hours later. Pernah ada student yang order and then call back, where's my food? After 3 hours, right? Oh, terlupa. Terlupa. Yeah. Everybody is doing delivery these days. You know why? Because otherwise the restaurant cannot survive. Yeah. So yeah, MACD is the one thing I do not know why people are craving MACD. Boba not too much, but MACD, yes. Sashimi. Sashimi. Okay, let's stop talking about food. I'm getting hungry already. You buy yourself, also have to queue up. Yep. So solution is don't eat MACD. Eat healthy food. Craving for roti canai. Yeah, it's weird. I don't really crave for any food. But anyway, I guess you guys, if I think you need to eat more, you are skinny, you're like a stick, eat more. I wonder whether you put on weight or not since the MCO started. I don't know. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. So number 19 done. Okay. Let's look at number 20. Actually, you know what? Number 20, I'll let you all do lah. Number 20 is about same as question number 19. Let's see whether if you can, are you able to do this question, number 23. Eve says you lose another 3 kilos. So I think you are just skin and bones now, probably. Okay, number 23. In a math class with 25 students, teacher wants to appoint. Okay, maksudnya dalam sebuah kelas terdapat 25 orang pelajar. Cikgu nak pilih 3 orang pelajar untuk menjawab soalan nombor 1, nombor 3 dan nombor 7. Cari bilangan cara untuk memilih pelajar untuk menjawab ketiga-tiga soalan tersebut. Boleh faham? Okay. So, what is the answer? How do I pick 3 students to answer question number 1, question number 3, and question number 7? That is the question. Okay, so answer. Okay, some of you are very, very fast. You already got your answer. Okay, all right, you're right. Okay, now how do we tackle this problem? Huh? Okay, first you got to know this. There are 25 students. So I want the student to answer question number 1, question number 3, and question number 7. How many questions are there to jawab? Okay, how many questions are there to answer? Okay, so do you realize not that you have to pick 3 students because you have to answer 3 questions? So from 25 students, dari 25 orang pelajar, from these 25 students, we have to pick 3. Do you agree? So it's 25 pick 3 because they have to answer question number 1, question number 3, and question number 7. Okay, they never tell you must answer question number 1 first, or number 2 first, or number 3 first. Okay, so 25 P3. So 25 P3, the answer is 13,800. 13,800. Okay, 13,800. Got it? Okay. Now don't worry. As I said, today's lesson is to give you a soft introduction to permutation. A soft intro to permutation. Okay. All right. Now, I think the rest here you all can do. So I'm going to move on to the next page. Okay. Now, to end today's class, I'm just going to give you a little bit on a further conditional permutation. Okay. Dengan bersyarat. Pilih atau dengan syarat. Okay. So don't worry. We will discuss this further on Monday. Okay, on Monday. All right. Anyway, let's look at question number 1 on the next page. Okay, 2 boys and 3 girls are to be seated together in a row. Okay, maksudnya 2 laki, 3 perempuan duduk sebaris. Okay, kalau 3 laki, 2 laki, 3 perempuan duduk sebaris, you faham tak? I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kerusi. Okay, 5 buah kerusi, 5 empty seats. Okay, 5 empty seats. So each dashed line represents 1 chair. Okay, now find the number of ways. So earlier, before this, when we did this question, we saw 2 boys, 3 girls. So we say, you know what, 5 people. So 5 people, we say, oh, answer is 5P5, and we get 120, right? Yeah, if they never give you an extra condition. Okay, if they did not give you extra condition, hang on, relax, chill. Do you see or not that this assumption is wrong? Anggapan ini salah. Why is this assumption wrong? Well, because what is the further condition given? What is the further condition given? Syaratnya ialah find the number of ways, yes, but a boy has to be seated at each end. Boleh faham tak? At each end. Di setiap hujung baris itu, okay, that means, right, in one row, there are 2 ends, correct? One end is here. So which means, right, at this end, there has to be 1 boy. At another end, there has to be another boy. Are you clear? That is the special condition. Syarat yang khas. So 1 boy on this end and 1 more boy on that end. So you faham tak? Since there are only 2 boys, that means, right, in the middle, di ruang tengah ni, is where the girls sit. Do you agree? So how many girls are there? There are 3 girls. How many seats are available for these 3 girls? Okay, berapa kerusi ruang yang ada untuk 3 perempuan ni? Okay, so 3 girls and 3 empty seats, right? So you faham tak? This center part will be 3P3. What does it mean by 3P3? 3P3 maksudnya 3 girls, and you arrange these 3 girls into those 3 seats. Does that make sense? Okay, 3P3. Got it? Okay, now, not finished yet. If you count 3P3, you say, oh, 3P3 is 6, so my answer is correct because some of you answered 6. But no. What about the boys? You see, you understand or not? Those 2 boys can change position. What I'm saying is this, okay? You realize not, this boy can actually go here, and this boy can go here. Okay? While you're right, the boy is at each end. Say, for example, Peter and John. So, for example, Peter is here, John is here. But do you know I can even turn them around? I can put John the other side and Peter on this side. Correct? Okay? I can change position. So to deal with the 2 boys changing position, we then say 2P2. Boleh faham? So 2P2 maksudnya these 2 boys. Why is it 2P2? 2 boys, 2 seats. Where are those 2 seats for them? 1 seat is over here and 1 seat over here. Boleh faham? These 2 boys can be seated in front and behind. 2 seats available. Boleh faham tak? So 2P2. And what do I do with 3P3 and 2P2? You multiply. Okay, why do you multiply? Because you're arranging 3P3 is for the girl, 2P2 is for the boy. You're arranging girl and boy. Done. Multiply. So 3P3 times 2P2. Get it? And therefore, answer is 12. Got it? Okay. So this is what we mean by, extra condition. So next week, we are going to go further condition. When we look at further condition, you will see condition like, for example, the boys must be separated. Or the 2 boys must be seated together, always together. So we're going to explore further on this. Okay. That's why I said this chapter, the best way to teach you is by discussing. Okay. Then you'll be able to understand how things work. All right. You've got to see how it happens. Okay. So I think everybody's hungry. I think it is time for lunch. Why is it times not plus? Okay, because again, as I mentioned, why do we plus and we don't multiply? Because you're arranging the girls and the boys. So you multiply. Remember I said and it means multiply? Somebody's Chloe says you did the 2-week Chloe thing app workout and gave up after 3 days because whole body pain. Any tips on how to minimize cramps from workouts? Here's the bad news. Okay, you want to minimize